Yeah, know the drill. Where you from? Where you at? What are you doing? Disappointing news this morning. Very disappointing news. Touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline. Ba ba ba. Oh, 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 some shit now. So good. So good. Oh, you can some shit now. Let's get a minute to collect ourselves this morning. We've heard some very disappointing news. Very disappointing. Apparently, Dillian White is injured. He may have injured his shoulder. The entire card is in jeopardy. And to be completely honest with you, completely honest, uh, I was more concerned with the Mary McGee versus Chantel Cameron fight. I like the card as a whole, to be honest. I like that kid, Johnny Fisher. I like Ellie Scottney of Cotford. Of Cotford! Meow. I like Ellie Scottney. I like Mary McGee and Chantel Cameron. That's really the fight I was looking forward to. And obviously, I liked White versus Valine, though I was fairly confident that White could win the fight. I didn't have any of the it wasn't like the Povetkin fight, at least not for me. I view Valine as being formidable, but I was fairly confident that White was going to win this fight. As you can imagine, a lot of people are interpreting this as a preemptive move in order to go straight into a Fury fight. And right now, the only thing that's out there are knee jerk reactions. I don't know any more than you do right now about what's going to happen and whether or not the card is going to go through. I don't. But for now, let's get into some Neil Diamond. Sweet Caroline, ba ba ba. Oh, some shit now. So good, so good, so good. Hey, ha, 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 ha. What did I miss? Is right. Yep, they're saying he's got a shoulder injury. He's not gonna fight. That sucks. Honestly, I think it sucks more for the rest of the card than Dillian because Dillian can move on to be a part of another big card. We all know that the guy sells. He moves the needle. The Americans don't care, but the Americans don't have to. It's the truth. That guy is a draw over there, and without him as the centerpiece of the card, you do have to wonder if Matchroom is going to move forward because he's not easily replaced. He's not easily replaced. He was moving a lot of units. You know what I mean? Bro, waking up in the morning. Yeah, man. Hey, man, I uploaded like 3 fucking videos yesterday, man. I wake up this morning. I see this. I'm like, oh, come on, bro. I was looking forward to this. This was only a week away. So I got to sing some Neil Diamond to cheer me up. Sweet Caroline, pa pa pa. Some shit, ho ho ho. I don't know the words. So good, so good. Hey, pa pa pa. Oh God, that sucks, man. Fucking sucks, man. Julia singing in the morning is better than coffee. Wakes me up better than my ears bleeding. Yeah, man, it's fucking disappointing, man. Shout out to Lee Wood, who quote tweeted me. Somebody, I think it was Ebony Bridges. She was talking about a Mick Conlon versus Lee Wood fight, and y'all know that I'm waiting for that fight. And she was like, she picked Mick by KO. She picked Mick by knockout in the first 3 rounds. I'm like, listen, I ain't writing off Mick. I'm not writing him off, but Mick Conlon, first round knockout, 3rd round knockout. Have you seen Mick Conlon fight? Nah, he's a good fighter. I don't think no, I think he's a good fighter. I like him more than other people, but he ain't knocking nobody. Nah, you ain't getting no first round knockout, man. You wildin'. Oh man, this is so disappointing, dog. Shout out to Coyote who says, "Who do you think AJ should go with?" I said this in my previous video. I believe that he should go with Joey Gamache because Joey Gamache has shown on 2 occasions in recent memory that he knows how to work around the educated southpaw in Valine versus Fury and Lomachenko versus Lopez. If it's me, I go with Joey Gamache. I've already said what I think about Ronnie Shields. I don't think much of Ronnie Shields. I never have. He's overrated. It's a name that gets thrown around by a lot of casuals who aren't actually paying attention to how his fighters are looking fight by fight. When is the last time you saw an impressive performance from Jermall Charlo? Somebody enlighten me. Any of Ronnie's fighters, really. So I mean, but yeah, I really like Conlon versus Wood as a fight. I'm waiting for that. The WBA ordered it. I really like that fight, and Lee didn't seem too happy about it. Lee. I kind of got the sense that Lee was mad at me, but like I said, it's Lee can punch, man. You can hear it when he punches, man. His last fight, you could hear it. Even when he touched the dude on the arms, you could hear the punch, the thud. Whereas what Mick has going for him is that he's a former Olympian. He has that amateur background, that pedigree. So that's what he has working for him. That's not saying that Lee can't box, though. Lee can box. That's the other thing. But I would give the edge in power to Lee Wood, and I would give a little bit of edge in technique to Conlon. Conlon's not a big puncher, though, dog. Like he's not, and I'm not knocking him, but I'm saying like he's not a big puncher. So picking him by knockout, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Everybody, let's get into some Neil Diamond. Sweet Caroline, ba ba ba. It's too fucking early for this. So good, so good, so good. There goes Lennox. He's pissed off because Dillian fucked up the fight. The fight. The fight. The fight. Oh man, that sucks, bro. Cause really, look, what I really want is McGee versus Cameron. I ain't even gonna bullshit you. Like that's what I really want. I've been waiting for Mary to get on a big stage. I've been waiting for Chantel to get on a big stage. Yeah, White versus Valine was the main event, and yeah, it was a good fight. But like I said, I was confident that Dillian could win that fight. I actually was. Like everybody they don't like that dude for some reason. I don't know what their problem is. I don't really give a shit either. But I was fairly confident that Dillian could win that fight, whether by points or knockout. I was confident. Like I wasn't. I didn't feel the apprehensiveness ahead of that fight that I felt ahead of the Povetkin fight. Anybody that knows anything about Alexander Povetkin knows he knows how to disguise his punches. He knows how to hit you with punches that you don't see. And in the heavyweight division, you have to worry about that because if you get hit with something you don't see, you're going out. You're going to go out. And that's what happened in the first fight. With Otto, I felt that Otto was going to box in that fight. I didn't feel like Otto was going to pressure him and try to bulldoze him the way he did with Fury. I didn't think that's what he was going to do. I felt like he was going to jab him, stick and move. I didn't feel like he was going to pressure that guy. And because of that, I felt like Dillian, he could outwork him. I don't know about knocking him out. Otto Valine's never been knocked out, so I don't know about all that. But I was confident that Dillian could win the fight. Were you talking about Craig? You know what I mean? I'm pissed, bro. I'm pissed, bro. But like I said, if they could save the card, then I'll be happy. Like even without White versus Valine, I still like Johnny Fisher. I still like Ellie Scottney. I still like Bobic versus Molina, and I'd love McGee versus Cameron. Like that's really where my concern is. It was a lot of fighters that was supposed to be on that card. That was a big card and a big opportunity for them. So it's them that I'm thinking about. And I don't know. I hope that Eddie Hearn could work some magic and maybe they could, like I don't know, throw Conor Ben in there with Franowski or somebody, right? Throw him in there, man. Just throw him in there with somebody. It don't matter. Conjure up somebody from Spain or something. Telling you, man, Matchroom is having a tough last quarter of the year. Bro, you know damn good and well, bro. You better stop that shit, Lennox. It's not about him being too risky. It's more like, well, yeah, I mean, I guess. No, that's fair. That is fair. That why fight Otto when I got Fury. I got him. I don't gotta fight you. I got him. What I gotta fight you for? I dig it. You not wrong, Lennox. You not wrong. You not wrong. PBC on top rank. Give Mikey and Soto the win. Yo, man, I gotta sing Neil Diamond just to feel good. Traveling it. Well, I'm about to sing Men at Work, man, because I'm fucking sad, bro. Traveling in a fried out Bay on a hippie trail head full of zombies. Met a strange lady. She made me nervous. She took me in and gave me breakfast. Otto is risky. You know what? You're right, Lennox. He is. He is. To be completely honest with you, he is. It's an unnecessary risk that Dillian White is now doubling back on. Though some people, I've already seen how some people are reacting to it. They say they don't blame him because he's one fight away from a Fury fight, and the Valine fight is a needless risk. That yeah, Valine, he'll bring it. But I felt like what Valine was gonna do in that fight, I really felt like he was gonna box. I didn't feel like he was gonna pressure Dillian White because it's a different fight. With Fury, you want to pressure him so that he don't have room to box. With White, it's the opposite. You know the saying, uh, 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 punch the boxer and box the puncher. Dillian White is a puncher, so you box him. Fury is a boxer, so you punch him. It's like that. So I felt like Otto was gonna go in there and box. It sucks. I'm not happy about it. Traveling in a fried out Bay on a hippie trail head full of zombies. Met a strange lady. She made me nervous. She took me in and gave me breakfast. She said, "Do you come from a land down under where the women and men Dear, can't you hear that thunder? You better run." Oh man, that sucks, man. I was looking forward to that card, man. That sucks. I was looking forward to that card, man. Otto was looking good in the gym, was just with him, not mad at White, but Eddie Hearn better give us an Otto payday. Let White get his Mando shot. I do agree with that. I wanted to allude to that for Otto, who by now has already put in a full camp, by now he's already done a full camp, they should compensate him for his troubles. They should get him another fight. I recommend the winner of Babbage versus Molina. I recommend that. But they should just get him another fight, period. Get him another slot on a card. If you can, add him to Parker versus Chisora because it's messed up for him. Everybody understands Dillian White's reasoning. Everybody gets it, and that's all well and good. But this guy just put in a full camp. He just put in a full camp. 1 week away from the fight, he probably wasn't going to do much after that. You know what I mean? He probably wasn't going to do much the week of the fight. And he should be compensated for his troubles. If Otto, look, Lennox, if Otto want to come on and curse out Dillian White, bring him. I'll give him the platform so he could curse out Dillian White. If you round Otto right now, just tell him like, yo, Otto, it's this dude. He wants you to come on his channel and talk shit about Dillian White. Hey, I'm mad at him too, dog. I'm mad too, dog. Like, yo, come on, B. You can't be getting me hype for a goddamn fight, and then a week before the goddamn fight, we don't get the fight. That's some bullshit. I understand your reason and I get it, but bruh, come on, man. Yeah, I could go for Valine versus Babbage, man. I could go for that. I could go for that. Traveling in a fried out Bay on a hippie trail head full of zombies. It's not fine, Sawab. It's not fine. Bro, I'm just saying. White can go his direction. It is what it is. I think everyone here understands his reasoning. I honestly think everyone does. But for Otto Valine, who has already put in a full camp, right? A week out from the fight, it ain't shit else left to do. He done put in a full camp. They need to get that man another fight. Get that man a payday. Compensate him. Because, all that shit costs money, man. Being in camp and doing all that shit costs money, bro. So that you don't know the week before the fight, if somebody stubbed their toe on a Lego or some shit, that's a big ass bird, man. Why is this big ass bird outside my window? Traveling in a fried out combi on a hippie trail head full of zombies. Who can it be now? Who can that be knocking at my door? Stay away. Don't come round here no more. Can't you see that it's late at night? Around, I'll only run and hide. All I wish is to be alone. Stay away. Don't you invade my home. Y'all don't know nothing about Men at Work, man. A lot of y'all wasn't even alive when that shit was on the radio. Who can it be now? Oh man, the 80s. Gotta love the 80s. Yeah, that's the Ring IQ bird, man. It was a fucking bird out there. Big ass bird, man. Like, it's all kinds of birds and shit. I'm in it. Y'all don't know that I'm in a country ass motherfucker. Y'all think I'm up north in the city. Nah, I'm in a country ass motherfucker, man. All I wish is to be alone. So we got a lot of stuff going on this week. I know we're all disappointed about the Dillian White situation, and I understand that. I do. But at this point, very little information is known. We only know what's being released, and so far, all we know is that Dillian White is injured and he's not going to go through with the fight. In other news, the inaugural Bridgerweight Championship of the world with Oscar Kaboom Rivas, and Rositsky, who bears a striking resemblance to Conan O'Brien. They're going to be fighting for the inaugural Bridgerweight title this weekend on Friday. It's up for grabs, and there is history to be made. Philadelphia resident Bryant Jennings was supposed to be fighting for the title, but he would not sell his soul on principle. He only stood to make an estimated $200,000 for the fight. That accents what I was telling you guys, that the WBC could make a title. They could make 10 titles, right? They could do that. But unless it's money in a division, people ain't going to want to do it. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, they're all prize fighters. So for going to Bridgerweight and making $200,000, I could just go up to heavyweight and make $5,000 or close to $1 million, depending on who I'm fighting. Now, I think that because Dillian White is out, Bryant Jennings should be a person of interest. Maybe they can conjure him up to have a fight. Without Overleen, I don't know how that does in the UK, but hey, man. Rositsky is really a light heavyweight, to be honest with you, Nick. He's really a light heavyweight, but he's a big light heavyweight. So they're going to let him fight for the Bridgerweight title of the world. And all I wish is to be alone. Stay away. Don't you invade my home. Who can it be now? Who can it be knocking at my door? There's Alexis. Alexis, you remember that song, bro. You remember that song. All I wish is to be alone. Stay away. Don't you invade my home. It's so soothing with the sax. Yo, that's what I'm talking about, LT. LT know that song. I would play it for y'all, but I don't want to get hit with no copyright strikes, man. I don't want to get in no trouble, man. We getting money out here. I don't want to get in trouble out here. But, oh, man, it sucks, man. It's disappointing. I really just hope that they find a way to do the card, that the show can go on, that they've at least sold enough tickets already that the show can go on. I hope. Because if Dillian White's not on the card, guess what? That's one less person to have to pay. You know what I mean? So you don't even gotta sell a whole lot, because that's one less person to have to pay. Otto is one less person to have to pay. I'm hoping that they sold enough tickets that they could still do the card. And I know that Chantel, who I love dearly, I know that she's not a household name yet, but this is a big moment for her. It's a big moment for Mary, who I also love very much. And I just want them to have their moment in the sun. I just want them to have their moment in the limelight. Why not? Why not? You know what I mean? It sucks, man. It fucking sucks, man. Yeah, Dylan is out, bro. He hurt his shoulder. So all he wishes is to be alone. Stay away. Don't you invade his home. And Lee Wood is mad at me. I think he's mad at me. For those of y'all that don't know, go to Twitter. I was giving Lee a compliment. I was giving Lee a compliment because Ebony Bridges says she think that Mick Conlon could knock him out. I'm like, nah, Mick Conlon ain't knocking out Lee Wood, B. Maybe he could decision Lee Wood, maybe, but knock him out? Nah, I don't see that. I definitely don't see that. If anybody would finish that fight by way of knockout, I think it would be Lee Wood because he can punch. He can punch. When he was hitting his last fight, even when he was hitting the dude on the arms, you could hear it. You could hear the punch. Well, this wild out here, man. I don't know the words to Overkill, bro. I don't know the words to Overkill. Colin Hayes, that dude, though, man. He make me proud to be Australian, and that's saying a lot because I'm not Australian. That's one of the defining artists of my generation, one of the defining artists of my childhood. Men at Work, Colin Hay. All I wish is to be alone. Stay away. Don't you invade my home. Who can it be now? Unbred from a man in Brussels. He was 6'4", full of muscles. Oh man, I miss the 80s. Alexis, man, what it do?
Yo, what's up, my brother? That's a great song, man. I remember when that shit first came on MTV. Yo, I was like, what the hell is that?
It
But they
was
did.
different, bro. It was different. Like I remember all the when MTV was new and they had just it exposed you to different music. Porque que cuando yo fui un carajito, all I heard was merengue, Cucu Baloy, Mistolin
Right,
commercials. Like I didn't.
right.
So when MTV came out, they exposed me to a whole just different world of music.
Yeah. You remember that song? You know, it's a great song that was along those lines, but it was wordless. Except for this phrase, "one step beyond," by Madhouse or something like that. Madness.
Oh wait, I think you talking about Peter Gabriel. This is the
No,
world we
the band.
live in.
No. These guys also sang. They had two songs. That one step beyond. That was ska, and the other one was our house in the middle of our street.
I remember
Our
that.
house.
I remember that. I remember
Yeah.
that.
So anyway, man, yo, listen, that Dillian White, I smell a rat, man.
No, I
Not
mean,
well, I don't
look.
smell a rat. Actually, what I smell is intelligence. I don't
No, I
think
mean,
he
yeah,
wants that fight.
you have to sympathize with Dillian. You know why? Because
Yeah.
Dillian did it the right way, and motherfuckers still they don't even want him to get a shot. That's the other thing that there's a lot
Yeah.
of people that they don't even want, and I don't understand them because suponiendo que Tyson Fury dropped the WBC, ¿verdad? Usyk is still not available. So what would be the point? What would be the point? Like I seen people saying that, oh, Tyson Fury he shouldn't fight him, that he should drop the. And I'm like, well, even with all that shit, like you telling Fury to drop the belt or skip Dillian, but skip him for what? Usyk is not
Yeah.
available. He's not
Yeah.
available, bro. It don't make
Yeah.
sense.
No, I think you know, I said it the wrong way. It's not a rat. I smell a smart move. Smart move. But what I will say is that Wallen, believe me, somebody got in Dillian White's ear and was like, "Yo, dude, this dude can really beat you.
Bueno, ponlo
Wallen can
así.
fight. He can
Ponlo
fight."
así, look, ponlo así. I've maintained, and I hope Eddie Hearn is listening. I'm a big fan of Matchroom, the way that Alexis is a big fan of Top Rank. I'm also a gigantic fan of Top Rank. I don't have no shame in saying that. They shell out a quality product, period. All right. You don't watch a PBC card and see a fight like Navarrete versus este tipo, Joel Gonzalez. That was an excellent fucking fight, right?
Hell yeah.
Pero lo que yo voy a decir es que Eddie Hearn is not a bad dude. Look at what he's
No.
doing for Kiko Martinez. Kiko, everybody knows that Kiko beat Zelfa Barrett. Everybody knows that. And he doing Kiko a solid right now. He's letting him fight Kid Galahad for the IBF title because we all know he got fucked on the cards, man. Zelfa ain't win that fight. And what he do? He give him a solid. He gives him a slot on another card. So what I'm hoping is for Otto Verleen that since Dillian White is doing his strategy shit, they get him another slot on another card. That's what I think should happen.
Yeah. I mean, he certainly has, enough opponents for him. That's for sure, man.
He got plenty.
But my thing with Eddie Hearn is that the way he came out with the zone money, and just trying to just take over. Like this is I got $1 billion, whatever war chest is what I'm gonna do, and basically you've done very little. B that yes, he's ascended Matchroom, the promotional company and things like that. He's built on what his father gave him, but I really understand. I can't dismiss the fact that when just like Al Heyman, differently, but you operate different when it's not your money. When it's not your money, you pay Mikey Garcia $7 million.
Te lo voy a decir, Alexis, yo sé lo que tú quieres decir, que tú no le puedes enseñar a un muchacho que es rico how to hustle, porque de verdad, Bob Arum does not have the budget que tiene Eddie Hearn, pero con lo que tiene, él hace mucha cosa, con lo que tiene, mucho moves, mucha inteligencia, y Eddie had enough money que no estaba pensando que para qué yo le voy a darle a este pendejo $7 million y yo no tengo contrato con él. I don't have a contract with Mikey Garcia. Why the fuck would I give him $7 million and to fight Jesse Vargas? No, bro, I'll tell you what, I'll give you 3 because you know damn good and well ain't nobody else gonna give you 3 for no Jesse Vargas fight. I'm not gonna give you 7.
But what I'm saying is like, yes, partially, but 2 things. It's like he doesn't even know fighters. Like, how can you have watched Mikey Garcia and say he's a 7? You somebody told you, his people told you, oh, he's a big star. So yeah, you think he's worth that? He's not worth that.
It was based on the Spence fight. It was based on the Spence fight. It was based on the Spence fight. Go ahead, Spade.
Right.
I think they paid him the 7 because they felt that they were going to get Pacquiao to come over.
Pacquiao, exactly.
They wanted the Pacquiao fight, and in good faith, they paid him the $7 million just to get him over to the zone.
Yeah, but this is the problem. You can't have good faith. See, unless you're dealing with me, you can't have good faith with people. It's the truth. You can have faith in me. I ain't gonna steer you wrong. Like I'm gonna look out, but everybody else, man, you can't deal with Mikey in good faith, bro. You wildin'. He went up to Lomachenko to ride his wave. Like you went up to him and Aegis Climbers. Yo, we should do our own pay-per-view. So that a couple months later, you could like, man, I don't need him. Bob ain't gonna let me. I mean, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like you wildin', B. That's why look, you gotta laugh at that Sandor Mike fight. You gotta laugh at that shit. Like, see, it finally caught up, bro. And I don't feel bad for you because nobody told you to sit out for that long. Even if you were dealing with Manny, right? Because they were dealing with Manny. That's the truth. But even if you were dealing with Manny, you have to look at your own schedule and say, yo, dog, I can't sit out this long and don't fight. I'm gonna get out there and feel crazy. I gotta get out there at least once.
But you gotta what you're saying makes sense, Julius. But you gotta put yourself in the mindset of Mikey, who's a shrewd businessman, and he's looking at boxing like a business and not like not like a sport anymore. If you know what I mean. So when he goes out, he wants to get paid.
I ain't saying that he ain't got to get paid, but you talking about, look, in the bubble, right? In the bubble last year, you had Shakur fight a dude. Nobody even remember who the dude was, right? Navarrete fought a dude. I think he fought like 2 dudes last year. Nobody knew who he was. Jamie Mercado fought a girl. Nobody knew who that girl was. You getting out there for maintenance, feel me? So if you could make $1 million in a bubble with no crowd, why not? They gave Shakur $500,000 or something like that. You think Mikey couldn't have got an M beating up some Joe Blow?
You make a good point.
Well, let's complete the equation, though, Julius. So just to put things in perspective, the flip side of that, the other side, is that he paid Vargas $2.5 million for that fight.
El
So between the
Diablo.
$7 million and the $2.5 million, he paid $9.5 million for a fight nobody really cared about. Conversely, for $10 million, Bob Arum just got Crawford and Porter done, bro.
That's you took the words on my mouth. Y por eso es que yo sé que tú estás vendiendo, porque tú sabes y tú entiendes. Tú entiendes. You're like, yo, dog, do you realize we're getting Crawford versus Porter for roughly the same amount of money it costed Matchroom to put together Vargas versus Garcia?
Dude, finesse.
I forgot. What's your name again? Not Julius, the other guy.
Alexis.
Alexis. I'm gonna add to a point that you made earlier. When you said that the reason why Eddie Hearn was able to spend that kind of money is because it's not his money. So that just goes to show you that being that Bob is putting up the money, he knows, all right, if I'm gonna put up this money, this got to be quality, and I got to get a return on investment. But Eddie Hearn, on the other hand, being that it's not his money that he's spending, he's just spending it without caution.
Well, yes. I mean, let me say this, because I don't know exactly. First, let me read this super chat. Feeling Dangerous says, I think Conan is going to win the Rivas fight. Lame-mo. All right. Let me add to the point that you're making, right? It's not necessarily that it's his money or not his money. It's that he doesn't understand this market. And this market is full. I'm not going to say that the UK is full of honest guys, but I'm going to say that the Americans are a bunch of fucking liars. Mikey is not a superstar. Like, I'm telling you, he's not a superstar. My grandmother knew who Chavez was. She knew who Oscar De La Hoya was. You feel me? Like, that's when you a superstar. When people don't really watch boxing like that, but they still know about you because you on Univision or Telemundo or whatever the fuck it was, you a superstar. Mikey is a guy who can sell tickets, but what Eddie
in a particular area.
In a particular area too, because if it's Mikey in New York City, do you really think Mikey going to sell Matt? Like, you think Mikey going to sell out Matt? Like, I don't know about
get that straight. It's a particular area. He can sell 8,000 tickets in a particular area.
No more than that. Let's be honest. He could move units in
against this guy.
Bueno, vamos a decirlo así con Spence. Con Spence, ya se sabe quién estaba vendiendo esos tickets, and it wasn't Spence. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I know a lot of people want to believe that Spence had a lot to. No, he didn't. No, he didn't, because we've seen what Spence has done by himself when he had to carry the card. When it was off of his name, it went down with Porter, and it went even lower with Danny Garcia. So it wasn't you that got the 360,000 pay-per-view buys. It wasn't really because of you. It was because of him, because la gente querían soñar, que Mikey Garcia, y que he want to be great. Embuste. Esos son embuste. And y'all gullible as shit.
Hey, Ring, I got a quick question.
Go ahead.
Alexis mentioned that Porter and Crawford is like $10 million in the pot for that fight. Is that the highest purses?
Yes, that's their career high purses.
Anybody know what Terrence is doing after this? Is he going to stay with Top Rank? Anybody know?
Bob said that he wants him to be a free agent, but he's going to make him an offer. He has a plan for him. He does have a package for him. He did say that. He does have a package for him, but what he advises is that he remain a free agent to go where he needs to go to get fights. Now, the Spence fight, fuck that fight, bro. You were drunk, bro. You were drunk, bro. Like, I don't.
Well, honestly, if that fight was to happen, it'd probably be a mismatch, man. I think it would be.
That dude is a fucking alcoholic, bro. And I'm like, bro, I'm not paying cash money to see no motherfucking alcoholic. Like, bro, if you're not gonna live right, like, as consumers, there's a bar, all right? I know you not what they say you are. That's why I don't buy your fights. I didn't buy that fucking Danny Garcia fight. You kidding me? I bought the Porter fight because of Sean, not even because of you. I bought it because I know he gonna bring it. I didn't buy the fucking Mikey Garcia fight. That's trash. Go ahead, Alexis.
Okay. So as far as free agency concerned, I feel like he's gonna be a free agent, a promotional free agent, but he signed as an advisor with Daniel Kinahan, which keeps him in play for Bob Arum. and as
Tim
well as for
Terrence's?
Virgil Ortiz and things like that, because it's all going to be the Daniel Kinahan's play, and he's going to, so he's available to him. The other thing is that what I foresee for Crawford is it's very in a way, it's going to be very comparable to what happened with Floyd Mayweather. There's some really stark comparisons with Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather became a free agent for his 37th after his 37th fight with Top Rank, and he only had about 13, 14 with Al Heyman in the right. So that's exactly where Crawford is. The other thing is that when he took his show over to Al Heyman, what they did was that they created a pool of fighters that were fed to him, the Victor Ortizes, the Guerreros, and things like that. So he had this pool that came up to him, and what they were basically promised was a shot at beating Floyd and a payday of about $3 million. And that's basically what they operated for. Now, the same thing can happen here with Crawford, so to speak, in that right now, Bob Arum has a pool of fighters that he could that Crawford can feast upon coming up from 140. He's got Josh Taylor from him if he gets past from Josh Taylor. He's
Jose
got
Ramirez.
this whole Lindolfo Delgado who they're building. He's got Barbosa. He's got like a nice little line of fighters and belts.
No, Barbosa. Barbosa is the anti-Lopez. Y yo le estoy orando al Señor ahí arriba en el cielito that they make Barbosa versus Lopez, porque ya yo estoy harto.
Yes.
Estoy harto que este muchacho. I like, bro, get the fuck out of here. Que, yeah, we'll fight Haney in January. Man, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? If you want to drop the fucking belts, drop the fucking belts and go fight Taylor. What's the problem? Lo que me molesta a mí es que la gente son estúpida. They don't understand. Okay, you realize Teofimo Lopez is a franchise champion. Do you understand that he can impose himself on Devin Haney? He can impose himself on Josh Taylor as a mandatory. So, todo lo que tú estás diciendo es bullipeo. Si tú quieres esa pelea, they're right there, bro.
Hey, Ring, I'm dumb, so you gotta explain it to me like I'm 5. Why would he need to impose himself? Why would he need to impose himself on Devin Haney if Devin Haney could just?
Okay, now let me explain it to you. If you're Teofimo and you running around telling every man, woman, and his dog that I want him, and I've been tried to get him, it's not that you're gonna be the B-side to Devin Haney. It's that you can put him on the spot. Like, yo, look, I want $10 million from Matchroom for the fight, right? Okay, I'm your mandatory. This is going to a purse bid the way that went to a purse bid, right? And when it goes to a purse bid, Top Rank will bid or Matchroom will bid. But either way, I get more than the fight is actually worth because there's going to be a bidding war. We know that Matchroom wants it on their side. It involves their guy, their stallion at 135. So one way or another, I get paid and I get the fight that I quote unquote want. But I maintain, I don't think he wants that fight.
Ring, another question. Right, quick question. Who like between Devin and Teal, who should get what as far as purse earnings? Because Teal's got more belts. Teal, he got more belts because Devin's earned more money in purses though, hasn't he?
I mean, he's earned more money in purses, but that has more to do with his contract minimum than his marquee value. And now he's out of contract. He's not on DAZN. He's not a DAZN fighter. He's a network free agent. So whatever he was getting, so whatever he was getting before has more to do with his contract minimum than his marquee value. As far as marquee value, I don't think either Devin or Tio have all that much, but I would leverage the situation as a 60-40 to 65-35 situation. Because Devin, be real, bro. Like, be real, bro. Yeah, you get certain money, but this is the thing. Outside of Matchroom, who gonna give you that?
Exactly. Ooh. And that's my issue with Eddie Hearn and why I hold him not in the same place, but I have the same bone to pick with him that I do with Al Heyman. He creates these make-believe values on these fighters. Yeah. So you have Haney running around thinking that he's actually worth $3 million. He's not.
And like
Mikey Garcia not fighting for less than $7 million. He's not.
He's
You understand
not.
what I'm saying?
I
He
mean,
said the
so
pro
are
grade
we
fight. He said
saying
the pro grade fight. Then he blamed the zone for not for the pro grade fight falling
Yeah, but
apart.
that's bullshit, bro. What the zone
I
realized,
know it
listen,
is. Yeah.
that's what the zone realizes, bro. You're not no $7 million fighter. Get the fuck out of here. We're not gonna give you that. We frittered that away last year. We're not gonna do that now because we see what the fucking fight did. You're not no $7 million fighter. Get the
so? Is
fuck
Eddie
out of here.
Hearn overpaying fighters?
Yes, he is. If you pay a fighter, and it's not complicated, it's the same as selling weed. If you putting out more than you getting back, then you hustling backwards. Why would you
But
do
to be
that?
fair,
And Eddie
that
and,
wasn't
and his
really Eddie
ability
Hearn. That
to
was
do
the
that.
zone, though, wasn't it? It was the zone going into the UFC market, trying to make a splash with Eddie Hearn as the spearhead, basically.
Listen,
So all them overpayments was the zone, right?
It's a complicated subject, but yes, the zone anticipated taking losses, and they green-lighted a huge budget for Eddie Hearn to try and acquire talent. Who's in the toilet? Whoever got background noise, mute your mic, because that shit is wow. Yeah, I'm like, yo, don't be taking a shit while we on the live.
No,
Like,
I'm
come on, man.
not. No, that's me. I'm dumping. No, that's me. I'm just dumping something in the toilet.
Oh, come on, man.
No. It's cereal. It's cereal. But
bro,
what kind of cereal you having?
Fruity Pebbles. Fruity Pebbles. You already know. Fruity Pebbles, man. You already know, man.
I rock with cocoa, bro, but I'm fruity on some shit though.
You talking about Cocoa Pebbles? Cocoa Pebbles is actually pretty dope, bro. I like that better than Cocoa Krispies actually. Cause Cocoa Krispie, it don't got the same flavor, bro.
No,
so wait a minute. No.
Let me get back into this shit. Look at what happened with Wilder when the zone offered him $20 million for the Brazil fight. Showtime had to compensate him for that, when in reality, that is in no way, shape, or form a $20 million fight, because it doesn't generate $20 million. But because somebody offered you that, and because we told you to turn it down, we got to give you something for that, even though that's not your value, right? And then based on that, you go and do a Fury fight, a rematch, and they give you 30 mil up front based off of what? What the zone offered you. But the zone offered you more than you're worth, all right? To begin with, they offered you more than you're worth. So you're basing what the fighter gets moving forward. And shout out to top-ranking PBC for wising up, because the guaranteed purses for the third fight, they come to a grand total of $16 million. Before that, it was $60 million. I could have looked at them guys and told you, man, he ain't worth $30 million. Are you crazy?
My gripe, Ring, could you answer this? Like, why would because I know, like, when Showtime gave Wilder $20 million, that probably put them deep in the red. Why wouldn't they just let him go to the zone?
Because what Stefan Espinoza wanted to do was stay in the Wilder business. See, this is a funny thing, and you can ask Lennox about this.
To get AJ.
Their goal was Their goal
they wanted AJ on their side of the street, right?
Their goal was not Wilder. Their goal was AJ. They wanted to get the AJ fight over to Showtime, and that was really their whole thing. So they were willing to pour money into the situation for the promise that maybe they can get AJ on their side, but it's too complicated. And
you got to get everything under writing.
The real reason that it's complicated, and a lot of people probably not going to like this. When you the B-side, be the B-side and shut the fuck up. You the B-side. You the B-side, bro. Period. You making this harder than it need to be because you don't want to know your motherfucking place. Your motherfucking role in all of this is winning the fight, not telling me what I need to pay you when, hey, motherfucker, I'm paying you. You not paying me. I'm paying you.
That's why this Plant Caleb fight is about to. Oh boy, that undercard is shit.
Well, that's what happens.
Who's on the undercard?
Somebody said it. Somebody said it here on the channel. That's what happens when a B side tries to host the A side. Canelo is gonna get his money come hella high water, but y'all gonna be in the red because this is like a person. This is like a person that works at Walmart being given a Ferrari. You cannot maintain that. You can't pay him what he's supposed to get paid, right? And at the same time, put together a solid card so that this will be a success. You can't do that. That's why you got motherfucking Elvis Rodriguez. Bro, he just lost to fucking Kenneth Sims. Why the fuck would I have to pay $80 to see him? A top-ranked castaway. That's a top-ranked castaway. It's El Dominicano that they dropped him after the Kenny Sims fight. You telling me that he lose on Top Rank so he could go to PBC and I need to pay $80 to see him? Oh no, I need to pay $80 to see Andre Durrell as a co-main. Like this is like giving a cat.
Wait, it's Andre Durrell?
I think it's Andre or Anthony.
Is he the co-main?
He's the co-main, bro. One of the Durrell brothers. And I'm like, look,
I haven't seen Andre fight in a while, and I know Anthony.
He before it.
Bro, this is like if a guy works at Aldi. This is like if a guy works at Aldi and you give him a Bugatti. Like, bro, this cat work at Aldi. What he gonna do with a Bugatti? He can't maintain that. And that's Canelo. You got a Bugatti and Canelo, but you got an Aldi budget. Your guys, they get what, $1 million, $2 million at a time every time they get out there. You can't pay him the way he normally get paid and put together a solid card. It's beyond your ability. That's why you got Elvis Rodriguez, fucking Ray Vargas that hasn't fought in 2 years. You think people should have to pay $80 to see Ray Vargas?
I mean, at the very least, they could have put Benavidez as the next fight as the co-main.
That's what I said.
Hey, yo, Juice, why you think that Ray Vargas, who was slated to go with what's his name, isn't getting made? Ray Vargas versus Gary Russell.
I think it's because Ray Vargas's people looked at that situation and said, we're not going to be cannon fodder, because that's what he would have been. When they ordered that fight earlier this year, Ray Vargas has not fought in roughly 1.5 to 2 years. They ordered it in January or February, Gary Russell. Now, this next fight that he's about to have is not at featherweight. It's at super bantamweight. So that's basically saying the only thing that came out of you going to the PBC is you dropped your belt. Because I know they told you to drop it, to give it to Neary. I know they did, because I knew that shit was going to happen. You went over there, you drop your belt, it goes to Neary, who loses it to Figueroa, who about to lose it to Fulton. And now you don't have shit, and you've been inactive. And I'm supposed to be a fan of this brand of boxing. No, thank you. No, thank you.
So what happened? So what happens with Gary Russell, and what happened to that man though he once had? That was the top-ranked fighter, the lefty that got beat by Navarrete.
Now he's gonna fight. He's gonna fight a Manny Pacquiao promotions fighter. I believe his name is Maxayo. He fought on the undercard of Manny Pacquiao's. He fought on the undercard of Manny Pacquiao's last fight with Ugas. And look. I'm gonna be real with you, all right? Because I'm selfish a little, not really, but a little. Gary don't need that belt. You've been fucking up this division for years. You don't need that belt. I'd rather Maxayo win that shit than you hold on to it, because I feel like they'll try to turn Maxayo into Manny Pacquiao light. Manny Pacquiao without the trans fats. If they could get that belt in Maxayo's hands, maybe we get a Leo Santa Cruz unification match next year. Maybe we get that. Right now, the two guys you got, they've been playing musical chairs with each other for like 5 years. Leo still got a belt at featherweight and ain't unified with nobody yet. This shit is ridiculous.
Almost every single Manny Pacquiao clone that's came out over the last decade has gotten starched. I mean, I think the only person I can say who actually came out of a successful career was probably Homeboy. What's his name?
Donaire?
Yeah, Donaire. But you remember Machado or whatever his name was?
I remember. I mean,
that dude got starched, and I'll never forget it. Like I'll never forget. They was calling him the new Manny Pacquiao. The dude was taller, rangier, had a crap ton of power, bro. I'll never forget. It was who was it? Was it like the Colombian dude or something like that? Anyway, this dude got starched like in like 3 rounds, but I'll never forget it. That joint was funny.
I mean, what the Maxayo kid has is that he's young and he's big for featherweight. He's actually big for featherweight. Looks like he hits hard. And what's working for him is that, and this is Gary's mandatory, by the way. So I mean, it's already been ordered. They swapped out Ray Vargas because he was the mandatory for Maxayo. So you already know they got something going on. And
they should have Gary Russell fight Lecrae. You know who Lecrae is? Mm-hmm. You never seen the YouTube channel with the guy who was boxing people on the streets?
Nah, I don't know that dude.
Oh my God. I thought everybody knew who that was.
But like, I'm kind of hoping that Messiah win because I'm like, look, dog, what does the division get? What does boxing get out of Gary having that belt? Please tell me, what do
Nothing.
they get? They don't get nothing. We ain't even getting fights with this fucking guy. All we get is interviews.
You can't get him and Leo Santa Cruz. I thought that's what was gonna happen.
That's
crazy.
that's why I don't like neither of them, because I'm like, look, man, for all y'all sides of the street bullshit that y'all talking, both of y'all on the same side of the street and they can't get y'all to fight. Y'all both a fucking waste of time.
That's why that argument of didn't hold no water. This whole bullshit about
he should have just went to UK and fought. He should have just went to the UK and fought Warrington.
Yep.
He should have just went to the UK and fought Warrington when it was prime and ready for him. Yeah, and Warrington was showing that he was going through a downslide. So I still don't know why he didn't do that.
Because he's a fucking dickhead, bro. Like I've been saying that he's a dickhead.
That fight would have been big over here.
In shambles right now, bro.
That fight would have been massive over here. Even in the pandemic, that fight would have been big news over here.
Really?
No, yeah, it would have been big. Look,
no, for real, absolutely.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something, and I always say this: like, the Americans think that because they American, that somehow they think like, nah, Josh Warrington does more numbers than you do, and you've been a champion for like 1,000,000 years, but he does more numbers than you do. That's just facts. That's just facts, bro. I'd wager that Katie Taylor does better numbers than Gary Russell, and I'm not. That ain't cap. I'm dead ass. You either have people behind you that care about you and care about your fights, or you don't. And nobody give a fuck about Gary. Nobody. Like, you wildin'. Who the fuck care about Gary? Not me.
Joshua,
his brothers.
Joshua and fills out 20,000 seater easy, 30,000 seater easy. Him and Gary Russell would have been a stadium fight over here. It would have been pay-per-view on Sky, and it would have done numbers. Telling you. Done at least 500K
these fighters aren't confident in their ability to.
Leo, another one. They think that because Leo is from south of the border, that he off top got fans. Bro, nobody give a fuck about you, Leo. Like, you know, like Danny. They really thought Danny was gonna be the gateway to the Felix Trinidad work. Bro, them Puerto Rico don't give a fuck about Danny. Danny ain't shit.
To be fair, they have their own niche fan base more so than Gary Russell does. I don't think Gary really has one as much anymore because his whole selling point was that he's fast. He's a hard hitter, but nobody really even talks about it anymore. He doesn't like to promote himself. He fights once a year. He says anytime you interview him, he doesn't like watching other fighters. So it's kind of like, what is your niche fan base? Danny Garcia, at least he has his Philly fan base. He has his Philly fan base, but at the same time, you have Leo.
You talking about maybe 200 cats? You probably be real. Put a number on. Put a number on the shit. Then I'm gonna pass it to you, Alexis. I'm gonna put a number. You probably got 200-300 motherfuckers that rock with Danny hard body in Philly. That's not a fan base, bro. Like, just because bro, I got 200-300 motherfuckers that rock with me. That's not a fan base, bro.
Let's put it like this. I don't necessarily mean it as just Philly fan base. It's just the people that just rock with Philly heavy. You know what I mean? Because it's just some people that just like Philly fighters because they're tough. It's more people that.
My God, look at the numbers, my God. Look at the numbers. When they put Danny in there, if Danny is this shit, right? That people fuck with Danny. Why the fuck the lowest pay-per-view number Spence ever had was with Danny? They don't fuck with him, bro.
No, I'm saying he has more of a niche fan base than Garrett Russell. If anything,
he got some barbershops, some guys in some barbershops that he go to fuck with him. Alexis, go ahead.
So I'm glad you guys brought up this Danny Garcia thing because the interesting thing about Danny is that he actually was at the precipice of really true superstardom. He did, and because he had
Ring's not going to agree. Look at Ring; he's not going to agree.
Fuck Danny Garcia.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
You gonna stop all that hating, Ring?
The thing is, and it connects with all these other guys that can't cross over and become stars. The thing about Danny Garcia is that he paid the dues as far as getting through that process. He had the Lucas Matisse fight. That's the fight that could have crossed him over. You understand? Now, the thing is that's what's missing. Unlike others, he has that.
Others are missing that crossover fight. In the case of Mikey Garcia, why his star is not what it should be is because he missed the opportunity when he didn't give you the Gamboa fight. The Gamboa fight was supposed to be the fight that crossed him over into that real upper stratus. You understand what I'm saying?
That's true.
Others, and there's a whole slew of others that just miss the steps. The guys that don't miss the steps, like this knucklehead Teofimo Lopez, who actually, like Garcia, like Danny Garcia, has gotten the crossover fight with Lomachenko. He just hasn't capitalized on it because he became a dickhead.
How many? Okay, so I want to bring up that point a little later, but how many views did Danny Garcia get on regular television with people like Brandon Rios and Red Catch?
That was on Showtime, I believe, and it did okay. Like the numbers were at least. I don't want to use hindsight because we have to base it on what the numbers meant at the time. Like, because TV ratings don't work that way. They're going to compare it to what it did last year, and either it's up or down based on last year. And I remember that the numbers for Garcia versus Rios, I remember that they weren't bad. I remember that they were way better than the kind of numbers you see now. But what I'm trying to remember is if they were up or down from the year before, because that's kind of what they do. They'll look at last year like, okay, well, last year, let's say at this same time, we did 500,000 viewers. And this year, if we do 600,000, all right, then we up. I don't know that, but I know that the numbers that he did with Rios, they were better than every number you see now. They were better. The numbers at Showtime have been going down.
If I'm being honest, when we was doing that,
go ahead, Battle.
What were you asking, bro?
I'm just saying, like, it was a Spence fight. Danny's only pay-per-view fight. Did he have any other pay-per-views?
No, he never.
He was on the undercard of a pay-per-view.
Yeah, but that Battle, but you know that, you know. Come on now, come on.
Yeah, I get you.
Come on, like that's like saying Elvis Rodriguez is a pay-per-view guy because you want to. Like, bro, you a top-ranked castaway, bro. They let you stay, and the funny shit is, they had to pull strings to get him over there. They get him over there. He dropped the ball with Kenny Sims. You dropped the ball, bro. This top rank, man. That's why I fuck with top rank. Gang,
at the same time,
top rank.
Also, at the same time, I have to be realistic. There is just not enough fighters. I'll say you ain't gonna agree with me, but 98% of fighters in boxing are not pay-per-view material. So I have to just take what we can get. Roman Gonzalez was fighting consistently on HBO, and they were putting up good numbers. But of course, if you would have put that same fight on pay-per-view, it probably would have still did very poor numbers. But I just look at it from the simple fact that when I'm looking at because there was still the PBC DAZN rivalry going on, or the PBC HBO rivalry, everybody kept saying that PBC numbers were fluctuating. You would do really good with Peter Quillen kept coming back from like a 2-year layoff. But then you wouldn't have a really good showing with Jermell Charlo versus that one cat he knocked out like in 2 rounds. And then
look. Peter Quillen and Danny Jacobs is a prime example of how they don't know how to do what they're trying to do. Peter Quillen versus Danny Jacobs was a great fight. But what if I told you that Danny Jacobs did way better numbers on HBO with Luis Arias?
He did? No way.
I swear, I did a video on it, bro. That's the only reason I know. That's the only reason I know. He did 300 and change with Peter Quillen.
You want to know something funny? You want to know something funny?
Wait. He did almost $1 million on a premium cable network with fucking Luis Arias.
You want to know what's funny?
Damn.
I think Peter Quillen might have did more than that. You remember he fought that one guy after having like 2 years off after Danny Jacobs?
I mean, he probably did.
Let me look it up. Let me look it up.
You talking about at the Jacobs sparked him out, right?
Yeah. So let me look it up real quick.
Let me read these super chats. Crawford should stay at top rank. Best fights for him after Porter are Taylor and Virgil Ortiz. He can get those as a top rank fighter easy. I agree. Dreamland says, as much as I love Crawford, his pay-per-view numbers are trash. Agreed.
Jay Leon Love. He fought Jay Leon Love, and he did actually great numbers. I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, but by the time he fought, was the Love fight was after the Jacobs fight, right?
Yeah, it was like 2 fights.
He's a shot fighter after that, bro. Like you
Yeah,
know
he
that
was.
you seen them, but he's a
Of
sharp
course,
fighter.
of course. Like I said, it was fluctuating. I really, like I said, it really didn't make a lot of sense for certain fights, like that fight. Like it shouldn't have did as much numbers as it should have
Look,
did.
Lara versus Hurd, right? This is the wild part. Lara versus Hurd did poor numbers for the time, but if you compare the numbers that Lara versus Hurd then did to the numbers now, yo, Lara versus Hurd did 2 times as much as what they're putting up now. Like Broner versus Santiago was 288,000 viewers. Lara versus Hurd was somewhere around 500, 600,000 viewers. But at that time, those numbers was the lowest numbers for a main event in combat sports that whole year. And the sad part is that was actually a great fucking fight.
That was
That,
a great fight.
that was a
Right, it
great
was.
fight. But
It was.
Great fight. Great fight.
So when it comes to Danny, it comes to Danny, like I just look at it for what it is. As far as like the highest level of boxing that we can get, he did pretty good numbers. I mean, like even with the what's the guy name? The guy he fought. You remember the long guy who fought Sean Porter? Adrian Granados. Even
I
with
remember
that
that guy.
fight,
I remember that.
he was still doing some okay numbers. I was just like, okay, Danny Garcia hasn't. With Gary Russell, I'm like, dude, I really don't know who's sitting down to
Look,
watch you, honestly.
bro, this the shit. This the shit, right? When you fighting on regular television or a premium cable network, the goal of getting the numbers into it is not just getting numbers. It's not just doing it for the sake of doing it. It's doing it in the hope that you achieve notoriety and a massive fan base. Now, everybody else seems to understand that. Like Golden Boy understands that. Top Rank understands that. The PPC don't understand that. They're like, if you got a guy, right? The guy, let's say the guy did 500,000 views. Okay, I got to get this guy out there at least 2 more times this year because we got to roll on this. We got to move on this. You'll have a guy, or he'll do some whatever, and then you won't see him for a year. By the time we see you again, we don't give a fuck about you. We talking about other shit. Look at Lopez, for example. You did over 2 million with Vasil Lomachenko on ESPN.
5 million, man.
Bro, it's wild out here. You did crazy numbers that mad people saw you. And I don't give a fuck about your next fight. I don't give a shit. Well, you about to fight Cambosos. Bro, I give a fuck about Crawford and Porter, bro.
If that was on
See,
Triller,
and what you're talking about, there, and what you're discussing, that is the actual reason why pay-per-view stars are going to be so difficult to make in this market because the fighters, they're just not fighting regularly enough for them to become pay-per-view stars.
Right.
They're going out there once, twice a year, expecting people to remember them and stuff. And you're thinking, and I know that people are saying, oh, you can build up yourself, you can promote yourself through social media. People don't really care if you're not fighting. You can do as much social media videos as you want. Instagram, Twitter, whatever you want, TikTok. If you're not fighting and competing constantly, people don't care about you.
I'm gonna let y'all in on a secret. I'm gonna let y'all in on a secret.
Very fickle in this boxing.
Let me let you in on a secret. Social media to amass a following only really works for women. The guys that are on social. Let me explain it to you, Battle. Let me explain it to you. See, the guys that can't get no burn, right? Unless they married, right, or whatever. But a lot of single guys and guys that their dick is dry, they'll fuck with social media. They have their reasons. I mean, unless you're doing it for work reasons, there's no reason to spend so much time on social media. So what do you come across on social media? Titties, ass, all that shit. So these is the guys that'll see like a Paige Van Zandt, right? And she look good. Like I don't knock her. Like, man, use what God gave you. If God gave you them ass cheeks, then use that shit, right? I don't give a shit. Like everything is a hustle to me. So these is the guys that she develops a following off of. But when it comes to men, right? Motherfuckers will sit there and argue about Danny all day. But who really give a fuck about Danny? Not the motherfuckers that spend money. Like, man, I don't fuck about no Danny Garcia.
It's more so as an obligation to defend, and you have a standard. How do I put it? I'm sorry. You have a standpoint that makes you irritable to certain fans. You know what I mean? Like you have to stand on your base, basically. So my thing is what it is with certain fighters. I always apply this. You know me for a long time, Rain. I put it as a Game of Thrones theory. No matter how long it seems like people will wait for the next season of Game of Thrones. There's a lot of people that's going to tune in. I found out that sometimes you can overdo it. With Wilder and Fury 3, I thought for sure it was going to do at least like 1 million pay-per-view buys. I was wrong.
Look. Even for a second, I'm not gonna lie to you. For a second, I thought it was gonna and that was recent because my initial, if you go back to the videos I did immediately after the fight, when they're talking about the third fight, initially I said, yo, that shit ain't gonna do better numbers. It's gonna do worse. Now, recently, because Tyson Fury, he's doing his Fury shit at the press conference. Right? He's doing all that shit. I'm thinking, oh, maybe they do, maybe. But nope, turns out I was right the first time. Like, no, they're not gonna do $1 million, bro, because people not gonna pay for the same shit over and over again. Like, come on, bro. Like, who you really think that pay money, that get excited? Like, bro, I seen you fuck him up already, bro. I seen that already, bro. Like, I saw that 2 times. I saw you, fake win on points, but fucking endorse the draw. Fuck it. All right, I saw you draw with him. Then I seen you beat his ass. It was supposed to end right there.
Here's the thing, though, Ring. Here's the thing. Maybe the promotion was a little off because I'll never forget. Like you go on a YouTube
bro, you
Shorts.
Can't say that, bro. They had a year, bro. They literally had a year to sell that
but hear me out.
bullshit.
Hear me out. You get on YouTube Shorts, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget. Leading up to the fight, this was a couple months back. I'll never forget. It was a bunch of YouTube Shorts of Tyson Fury. You know how they do the documentary style, like start filming, where you have Tyson Fury walking. You have Tyson Fury walk along the beach, and I went through such depression, and I decided to find myself. If I get beat, I don't need the money. I don't need the money. I'm set. I'm set. I just want to prove to myself that I'm not a cheater and I'm not a liar. I swear to God, I saw like at least like 7 videos of this, and they kept doing it over and over and over. I'll never forget. My sister doesn't watch boxing at all. You want to know how she found out about Deontay Wilder?
Because of the shorts.
To this day.
Like, why they had Loaded Lux bring him out? Like, bro, this go back to the conversation that we had about the music, that don't come out to no motherfucking lyrical shit that you really gotta listen to what the motherfucker's saying. My man Tyson Fury's, he watched the relay, and I swear to God, not a week before the fight, I said, yo, I'm coming out to AC/DC. She shook me out. I'm like, ooh, I smack the shit out of somebody if I come out to that. It gets you hyped.
I feel like overused, bro. Pacquiao used it, Triple G used it. It's gonna be overused, but you gotta come with something different, bro.
Yeah, he came out there. She shook me out, man. Listen, man.
Triple G cannot stop playing that.
But Elephant,
but that's his anthem, though.
Look, what that white stripe shit. That's like, I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. I'm tired of that. Boom, 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 boom. Bro, I'm coming out to Phil Collins. I'm coming out to Phil Collins. This
I
is
can
the world
feel
we
it.
live,
Okay.
man.
I got you.
I'm coming out to Phil Collins, B.
Who would I come out to with? You ever heard of a band called Churches?
Nah.
Oh my God, bro! I would probably play Churches, bro. Churches be on it, bro. Like it's this. I think she's Irish or something. This is Irish. This Irish singer, and she be in a band called Churches. Oh my God, I'm pretty sure you heard of it. Let me look up the most popular song.
I'm coming out to Sinead O'Connor. Nothing compares. Nothing compares to you.
Hey, what was this? What was? Go ahead.
Tiro puentes para los rumberos.
All right. No, para eso. No, yo voy a salir con fulanito. Hagan bulla. Aquí hay party. Move your body. I'm coming out to that shit, bro.
Hey, speaking of Hispanic songs, I'm not really good on Hispanic songs, but it surprised me because I play Grand Theft Auto 5 a lot. It surprised me how many people love that song. Uno, dos, cuatro. I like, bro, people like that song.
What song is that?
What's that? Does anybody know that? Does anybody know that music that Loma comes out to? He came out in the Lopez fight. It's that theme music from like they played in trailers or something. Anybody know that?
I thought don't he come out to the Matrix music?
Is that what the Matrix?
You talking about Club to Death?
Is that what that's called?
Club to Death is the song that was played in Matrix 1. You remember how he's walking? He's like, "Will you listen to me, Neo, or will you listen to looking at the woman in the red dress?"
I
look,
like
bro,
that
look,
thing. Yeah.
Bro, look, you got guys like I seen a guy come out to the Jason Bourne thing, and I'm like, bro, that is a horrible.
Bro, you talking about extreme? You talking about extreme
Oh,
ways?
yeah.
You talking about
By Moby, right? Yeah.
It'd be like
yeah, like
yeah. That's
listen,
extreme
battle,
ways.
battle. It's
That's
not that it's a
bad.
bad song.
Who
I'm
did
not
that?
saying
Who
this.
did that?
Yo, it's a UK cat
Bro,
that came
that's
out to that.
dope, bro. I
No,
don't know
it's
why I didn't
not.
think of that.
No,
Yo,
it's
that
not.
is a bad song.
How is it
Listen,
not dope?
no,
That's
wait, let me
dope.
tell you. Look, right? The reason you don't come out to that is because that's walking music. It's a great song, but that's walking music. Like I got a whole playlist just for when I be in the car of shit for the car, right? And
Right.
the shit for the car is not for the shit when I feel like walking. Feel me? Because out here you really can't be walking. Motherfuckers gonna look at you like you wow. Like, yo, who is this? Why he in my neighborhood? You know what I mean? Like, you really can't walk out here. But I got shit for the car, and I got shit if I just feel like scrolling. And it's not the same. Like, the scrolling music.
I get what you mean, but at the same time, like people get crunk because it's so much nostalgia behind that music because they know like almost every ending of the Bourne movie, it was like as a cliffhanger. You hear the ring.
They play that song and he's just like walking away like off screen.
Like bro, like that joint got so much nostalgia to it.
Bro,
Like
listen to the lyrics though. Like, bro, I ain't about to fight nobody listening to that shit.
Yo, real
I ain't
talk,
about to fight.
if I was Deontay, I'd come out to the instrumental of Triumph by Wu-Tang.
Yeah, nah, too lyrical,
Nah, the instrumental.
Still,
that's dope. Ooh, I like that.
I mean, but what interest I really liked was when Anthony Yarr came out in the Kovalev fight when he was playing the baby and he was just like dancing on stage, just like, yeah, I got this shit. I'm like, okay, Anthony, you better win this fight now, bro. I'm a fan of yours, bro.
Bro, if I'm wild, I come out. If I'm wild, I come out to let's get down to business. One more die, one more die.
Dope ass entrance. A dope ass entrance. Wu-Tang. This guy brought up Wu-Tang. I forgot. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with, but just the boom, 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 boom.
Nah, really? I'm about to kill all y'all shit. The real shit to come out to, right? Boom, 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 boom. Fucking Jay-Z takeover, bro. Just the beat.
Yeah,
bro, I'm gonna go on stage with a cup of coffee. I'm gonna go to the ring with a cup of coffee. Like, yo, is he about to fight? He came out here with a coffee.
Hey, Ren, what's the name of that song that? Oh, Pager, don't go. Well, you know what I'm talking about?
TikTok shit? You talking about the TikTok shit? Oh,
No, bro. It's a song. It's like, oh, Pager, don't go, and it's like, it's like a hip hop.
That shit sound familiar too. What is that?
I can't believe you don't know what I'm talking about.
Nah, really. I'm gonna get old school.
I come out to Let's Go, Brandon.
Listen. I get the old school with y'all. I'm coming out to Boney M. Daddy Cool. I come out to that shit in platform shoes. Daddy Cool. Motherfuckers ain't gonna know that, but if you hear it, that's the perfect ring walk music. You gotta come out to some shit that'll get you sized to smack the shit out of somebody. Not no lyrical shit. You gotta think about like who the fuck will come out to Nas, for example. You come out to Nas, you should lose the fight. Off top. You should be
why,
DQ.
bro? Stop hating on Nas, bro. Stop hating on Nas. This is bad.
Listen, I got to battle when you hear I gotta throw jabs.
Nah, you could come out to Nas. You come out to
what song?
You Can Hate Me Now.
Nas is like
you not coming out to Nas if you come out to Hate Me Now. You coming out to Diddy. You coming out to Diddy. That's a Diddy song. That's a Diddy song. If a motherfucker come out to anything off of It Was Written, you should get DQ'd. You should
get DQ'd. Come on, man. You gotta stop it.
Sucks, bro. Like I don't give a shit.
You don't like Nas? You don't like Nas?
He doesn't.
Nah, it's not that. It's that he fake. He's
confused.
He that dude that if you in a cipher, he want to start talking about like spaceships. Like, bro, shut the fuck up, bro. Let's go to the fucking. I don't want to hear about that shit. Like, you talking about aliens and all that. Like, shut the fuck up, bro. Let's just go to
Ring. I'm about to piss you off.
You don't know what the fuck he is.
Ring. I'm about to piss you off with this. My entrance music is Nas One Mic.
Bro, imagine if you come out
one mic. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
You know that at the time, and this is how I know that I just don't like Nas. At the time, everybody thought that was like.
At least he confirmed it.
Look, everybody thought that was the dopest track. All I need is one mic. I'm like, yo, this dude is such a fucking actor, bro. You really whispering and all that? All I need is one mic. Sounding like you just woke up. All I need is one. Man, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, he whack.
He whack, bro. Like,
whack.
You like he whack, bro. Like, I was always a Jay-Z, let's sell his cocaine guy. Like,
honestly,
and be real about it.
Honestly, I would probably come out the Mystical.
Yeah,
take your ass. Yeah, that's not bad.
No, not that song.
What you gonna do, man?
Come on, man.
So long.
No, not that song. Y'all tripping, man.
Deontay Wilder come out to that.
He should come out to that twerking. You know what I mean? You should come out to that.
Right. Y'all got me bent. I was not talking about that song.
But until you see me, trust me, you ain't see bouncing back.
Word, man. No, matter of fact, I'll come out to the Rec Center party anthem. Cash money for the 99 and 2000. You're working with some action. Back here,
hey,
make cash. I'll come out to that.
But Juvenile? Come on, man.
Yo,
I want to see a UK fighter come out to Trans-Europe Express.
Bro,
that's what I want to see.
UK fighters should come up to Monday morning. Blue Monday. If you don't know Blue Monday, you don't know music. That shit changed music, bro. And those of y'all that know y'all music gonna know Blue Monday.
Fats Domino's Blue Monday?
Blue Monday, man. It's a beat. It's not even a song, it's a beat. But it's like, bro, you come out to that, bro, you probably beat the shit out the whole audience. But you need to come out to shit that's gonna get you hype, that's gonna get you ready. You don't need to come out to no motherfucking Vanessa Carlton. Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces passing the home now.
Boy, y'all can get out that song. That's all dope.
It's dope, Battle. I'm not holding you. It's dope, but it's not some shit you go to have a fight. Battle, if you about to you about to shoot the 5 with the neighbor. You about to shoot the 5. You about to shoot the 5 with the neighbor. You got your AirPods on. You Vanessa Carlton, bro. That's what we listening to the fight.
Heck yeah!
You wildin', man. Like,
if you about to fight the artist, you gotta play some Onyx.
Yeah. Or through some 3-6 mile. Yo, I play Chicken Head. Stay at your mama house with a smart mouth. Always talking shit. Cause it's simple enough that you ain't
I play Bin Laden. I play Bin Laden.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, you gotta play simple shit that motherfuckers are here and we know what it is. Like, all right. I get mad when motherfuckers come out the Yeezy, all the lights, like, bro, coming out.
Bro, there's so much better, bro. Don't get me started on Kanye. There's so much better Kanye music you can play. You can play Ham. You can play I Wish You Would.
No church in the world.
No church. Oh my God. Thank you for mentioning that.
You gonna come out to all the like, bro, like, really turn the lights.
What's the song with Jay-Z? We in the house. We in the house.
I know this shit. I'm like, yo, dog, it's mad better shit to come out to. So look, we gotta move off of that. Back to Danny Garcia.
By the way, wait. I got a quick question. About Danny Garcia. It's an open-ended question. Anybody can answer this. Should he have stayed at 140 and never went to welterweight?
He couldn't make 140. He don't live a fighter's lifestyle. That's why he moved up, and that's why he's going up to 47. He knows. Look. Danny Garcia, right? Be real. You talking about a kid that's about 5'8", maybe 5'8". He really, to me, he looked like a 5'7" cat. He little.
Nah, he's 5'8". He's 5'8".
Like 5'8". No, I dig it. He 5'8", right? But at junior middle, you got stocky ass motherfuckers like Castaño, and I'm telling you, not that they ever gonna fight because I know they not. Brian will beat the fucking shit out of Danny Garcia. Tony will play with him because he's too tall. He's too tall. Like, bro, you not, even though Tony don't take the best punch, right? He don't. Cool. You're not gonna get close enough to land, bro. He'll play with you, bro. Jamel will play with you, bro. Like only cats that he stand a chance of beating, and he still gotta hit the gas, is guys like Kurbanov. Like, yeah, you probably could beat Kurbanov if you stop coasting and motherfucking fight, but you like to coast. Everything Danny do is off of what the other guy doing.
It's reactionary.
Yeah, it's reactionary. Like, if you do that, then he the ring general. And that's how it's gonna go. That's why he lost to Keith, because he could have hurt Keith. He had enough power to hurt Keith, but you not hitting the gas. Like, you got to risk something, bro. You just reacting. He hurt Keith.
He hurt Keith. It's true.
And you just reacting. With Spence, I think he threw the most punches that he ever threw in a fight with Spence. But why? Because Spence is throwing a lot of punches, so you reacting by throwing a lot of punches, but you always behind him. Why? You just reacting to what he doing. You're not taking it to him. You reacting to what he doing. Who he going? Who you tell me? Who does he beat at 154? Who?
Danny's problem is that he's not really a counterpuncher.
He's not.
Because he's not setting up anything, and he's not a stalker because he doesn't have the footwork to stalk. He's like a tree stump.
And the only reason he hits hard is because he's flat-footed. That's the only reason he hits hard. It's the weirdest shit, but he hit hard because he flat-footed, right? But the reason you can't stalk is because you flat-footed. You don't cut off the ring or none of that. Like, you don't do none of that. You got your whole foot on the ground, drawing power from the ground so you could punch. But that aside, you really ain't even got feet. Like, they used to say Canelo flat-footed, right? I remember all of that. 2014, 15, 16.
He still is.
In a way he is, but he used it right. That, I'm on my whole foot, but I'm closing a gap on you. I'm catching
hella hard to hit.
on you.
He's still hella hard to hit. He tried him, yeah.
That's Canelo.
Who's Danny knocked out at welterweight, though?
Danny don't fight the people that can knock him out, because I promise you, Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis would knock him
out. Who has he knocked out at welterweight? Who has Danny knocked out in the welterweight division?
He knocked out Samuel Vargas, Brandon Rios, Adrian Granados. No, not no real welterweights. He knocked out guys that started off lighter. Real welterweight. Yo, who? Come on, battle with the noise, bro.
That's not me.
Whoa, somebody need to go fix their garage or whatever they doing. Only guys he knocked out at welterweight was guys that was not like for real welter, because Granados is not a real welterweight, or at least he wasn't. Like, he moved up to welterweight. I remember he got his ass beat by Felix Diaz at 140. Samuel Vargas, that's not an elite level guy. Who else? Who else he beat? Because he didn't knock out Guerrero. He didn't knock him out. I went to a decision.
Rod Talker.
And that's why I'm saying, does he actually really hit hard, though? I mean, he hits hard at 140. We know that for sure, yeah. But does he hit hard at welterweight? And he's going up to 154. What I think he's only going up to 154. I knew that it's time for him to come and fight Bud now. So you're gonna have to fight this guy. What are you gonna do? So it's either retire or
he's seeking refuge at 154.
Right, go up.
I agree with
seeking
that.
Refuge, man.
All he gonna do is fight. He gonna fight Sergey Lipinets at 140, 148. Watch. At 148. You gonna do some dumbass shit like that. Like, I'm gonna fight Sergey at 149. Like, bro, why 149? Like, why not just fight a fucking junior middle, bro? Like, what are you even doing?
He
like,
fought Lamont Peterson at 144. I remember I had this argument with BFT. I had this argument with BFTB where he said it wasn't welterweight.
Bro, that's how you know most motherfuckers is morons. If it's above 140, it's welterweight. Anywhere from
between 140 and 147.
Yeah, it's anywhere between 141 and 147 is welterweight. Anywhere between 148 and 154 is junior middleweight. It ain't like, oh yeah, it's just 47 or it's just 54 or nothing. Like, this shit is wild, bro. But
it's mad that you gotta explain them type of things, though. It's actually
and the place I was raised, we wasn't giving names. We was giving numbers. Mine was 47. None of y'all got that reference.
Bro, I'm just mad. I'm just mad that I might not get Chantel versus Mary. I love.
I hope they don't cancel that card, man.
I was looking forward to that fight. You know, I was looking forward to that card. To be fair, like, I can't believe, like, boy, the conspiracy theory. I don't know if I disagree with it, man. I'm inclined to kind of believe it, you know, because he's had a lot of tough fights. He's had a lot of tough fights in succession. And now they're at the point where the actual WBC have actually ordered it and they've actually made a statement to say that he's next once he gets past this fight and once the 30 days go by. So I don't know. I don't know, man. The conspiracy theory in this one here makes me question things.
Has anyone noticed how when he talks and he, like, I forget your name. What's your name?
You mean Boxwatch?
Yeah, bro, it's so funny when you say I just can't believe it. You be like you in
I
such
can't believe
disbelief.
it.
You in such disbelief. I couldn't believe this happened to me.
Nah, I'm telling you, but at
Listen,
least you
man.
get me though. At least you feel my pain, my guy.
Nah,
At
but
least you
I
feel
mean,
me.
really, look, look. In all honesty, right? Dillian been done wrong, and it's the truth. Dillian been done wrong. So if this is strategy, right? I get it. Like I really do get it. Like if it's
Yeah, it's his
strategy,
turn. It's his turn a bit.
and
It's
and
his
and
turn a
and
little bit.
Honestly, this is probably Dillian's last chance.
yeah, because they could fuck. A lot
Yeah.
of fuck shit can happen. So I'm like, I dig it. It's just that for everybody else, like, look, y'all could call me a motherfucking, y'all call me a boxing degenerate. I like the Romford Bull. I like Ellie Scottney. I like fucking Shant. I wanted to see them. I like Alan Babic. It was the card that
Well,
I liked.
I was looking forward to the Savage Chin and Molina, man. Come on now.
That's what I'm saying. Like I was looking forward to all that. Like so, it wasn't even really about White and Valine for me. It was the card. Like yeah, I like Ellie Scottney. She nice. I like
They might
motherfucking.
keep the card though. They might
I
keep the
hope
card.
they
I hope
do.
they bring someone into to they might. I would say why not just put Molina up there instead of Babbage or Babbage? They want to keep Babbage
That's what I'm
winning
saying.
really.
Look,
So
it's just
put Molina up there,
can
man, or
you
My thoughts,
something.
bring
sell
up one of the
Give
undercard guys to
Babbage
the
someone
main.
else.
Box Watch at the O2? Can you really sell Valine versus Moline? Really? Can you though? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. Like,
Nah, not really. To be fair to you, the way the UK fans are, they're kind of mad. And where Wallin has beaten, where Wallin took Tyson Fury, where he took Tyson Fury, and now he was in line to fight Dylan, they will go watch him have a fight, you know. But I don't know,
really?
Molina. They will go watch. Listen, the UK fans are kind of mad. They'll go watch him have a fight, but Molina, maybe not. Maybe not. You know what I mean? If it was
And
Alan Babbage versus flipping Otto Wallin,
yeah,
then you're talking something.
yeah.
But
But
they're
you
not
know
going to do
they're
that.
not
They're
gonna
not going
make
to
it.
do that. They
The
are
way
not
look
doing that.
the way Babbage looked with that Griffin guy, like look, it was fun. Like don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the fight. It was fun, but it's like yo, you couldn't take that dude out. So like
They
he
do that
didn't.
hard ass head.
That's what I'm saying. Like he like he fake got him out, and it was to me it really looked like because the dude just tired. You not ready for Valine. Like you not. Valine is low key. He world class. He world class. Like nah, he did the shit with Fury. B. He did the shit. So yeah, he world class. Bobbitt's not ready for world level yet, man. He not ready for that. Like
No. They can't. He's got to stay in the winners bracket right now. They cannot put him in there with Otto Wallin. It's not going to happen. Otto Wallin will beat the brakes of Babbage. Let's have it right. Let's just be real. Yeah, he will beat him up, and then his stock goes down because it won't be really that competitive. Do you understand?
Yeah, like
So,
he'll outbox him. He'll do to him.
Yeah.
He'll do to him what he did to damn Adele. Look fucking good, dog. Adele, yo, she look
Nah,
Adele.
Adele's looking decent these days. I can't even.
Adele looking like a
She's
motherfucking
always been kind of.
snack, B. Looking like a snack. Suck a fart out her ass. Hey. Shit.
Hey, be careful. You'll have women's groups after you. So.
Oh nah, I'm admiring. Look, I'm admiring from afar. I would never talk to somebody like that, but I could say it among
Higher
friends.
than the other side.
Yeah, I suck a fucking fart out her ass, B. Ooh. Ooh. You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you what though. I'll tell you one thing though.
Let me read the super chat. Throw Andy Ruiz. Yeah, but I mean
that's not bad.
No, of course it's not bad, but you know it ain't
These
gonna
fights ain't
happen.
gonna happen. Come on. Listen, well, I'll tell you this though. I don't think we're gonna see White versus Wallin again. That's not gonna happen.
We're not.
I doubt we're gonna see that fight.
No, we're not. It's like at this point, whether it's strategy or not, at this point, it's about White versus Fury. That's what it's about. And we all know it. We know it. I got a super chat here from Napoli. Babic is better off as a cruiserweight. Simple and plain. I 100% agree. And there are cruiserweights. Look, if you put him in there with my man Lawrence, watch Lawrence knock his ass out. Watch. He like Babic
he's tailor made for that type of guy. He runs into everything, right?
Yeah, so like Babic is fun. Babic is like Munguia to me. That I take him for what he is. I don't have no illusions. He's fun, and I enjoy his fights. But this dude is a knockout waiting to happen. Like he is. He's a knockout.
I mean, Babic, he's a street fighter more or less.
Yeah. Like even
I mean, which is great. I mean, he's must see TV. But as soon as he can he gets in there with a guy who could box or just as well as punch, he's done.
Listen, if they put him in there with that French guy, Arslan Goulamar, even my man from the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Lunga, if they put him in there with Lunga will knock him out, bro. Like that shit, that style he got is fun for the undercard. But if shit get real, you getting put out, bro. Like you getting put out.
Listen, to have it right, yeah. Babic is a replacement for the White Rhino. That's Eddie Hearn's White Rhino replacement right there. Alan Babic.
Exactly. I agree with that because Dave Allen, it's like, and I'm not even gonna say it's completely worn off because for what it's worth, that dude just got away with a crowd. Like he know how to work a crowd. People like Dave Allen, bro. He's a funny fucking guy. But I think that the only way you could save this card is Babic versus White Rhino. You could save this card with that fight.
Did Dave Allen come out of retirement?
He did.
Why not just put somebody in with Wallen?
Nah, because Valeen, look, like Valeen by himself, it's like nah. But
he's not.
Babic,
I mean, is Valeen a headliner? He ain't a headliner, is he? Really?
Not by
himself.
Yeah,
he is the headliner now.
No,
I mean, he's the headliner by himself.
Tell it right. White is the headliner.
Yeah, White's the headliner.
We're watching the fight because of White. That's true.
Now, if you got Dave Allen in there, right? If I'm Eddie Hearn, I call my man Dave. My man, I got $2 million for you if you save this card, B, and I get you a fight after that. I want you to fight Alan Babic. Alan, I'll put an extra $500,000 on top of your purse if you fight Dave Allen. Let's get it. You could save this card and save Gotham with that fight.
Man, shit is savage. And the savage mess around made me cry, man.
Is a heavyweight?
Babic is like, you know what Babic is? Yo, somebody need to work their mic situation out because that shit is wow loud. Babic is like a heavyweight in terms of pounds, but in terms of stature, he's way too little for the upper echelon. Like he's way too little. Like he's like 6 feet, bro.
So how about Babic?
What do you weigh like two? Do you weigh like 210? Something for his last fight?
Yeah, like that dude is little for that division, bro. And Dave is a real heavyweight. Like he's like 6'3", 240 round there. Like he's a real heavyweight. That guy.
I mean, even Dylan White said he wants him to move down to cruiser.
But I tell you what, the reason that you could save this card with Babic versus Dave Allen is because Dave has a chin. And he could, like, yo, look, he took out fucking Lucas Brown. He took his ass out. He took out Nick Webb. He could, like, yeah, don't let him hit you, bro. They both limited. But a good fight is a fight between two guys that are limited, like Gaddy and Ward. That if they both limited in the same place, yeah, we got a war. You could save this card and save Gotham and Metropolis with fucking that fight, B. If I'm Eddie, I'm like, look, B, I'll pay you on my pocket, my guy. I got $1 million right here for you to step in for this fight. I'll give you an extra $500,000 to fight Dave instead of Molina. I'll get you some Nando's.
So I make them headline it, yeah?
Yep.
Ring, hate to stay quote, but now we come in rice.
That's what I'm saying, B. If it's me, if I'm Eddie, bro, I got money, I make it happen, I get it cracking. Like, nah, B, Dave, save me. I saved you. It's time for you to save me. I got $1 million for you right now if you save this card. Alan, I got $500,000. Basically, you save the card at an additional cost of $1.5 million. That is still less than what you would have paid Dillian. Because Dillian, you was probably gonna give him $2, $3, $4 million. Well, look, I gotta save this card. Instead of that 3 or 4 I would have spent on him, I spent an extra 1.5 and I'm still making bank. I'm still getting bread. That's if I do it. Eddie come from bread, so I don't know if he think like that, though I give him credit, he's a smart dude. But I don't know if he quick like that, like your dog. Get Dave Allen on the phone, bro.
Dave Allen's come out of retirement, but let's have it right. The man's been on the couch, bro. You're putting him into a situation where he's gonna get his head busted open, bro.
Bro, we already in a shitty situation. Let's enjoy it. We already in a shitty situation. Let's have fun. Like, yo, I got Dave Allen versus the Savage Babbage, the White Rhino versus the Savage. And I changed the poster, and I'm gonna have the Savage with the spear, and I'm gonna have Dave Allen with a rhino costume because it's the day before Halloween. Bro,
Yeah, but why not? Why not Babbage and Wallin?
nobody give a fuck about Valine unless he with somebody, bro. Like, if it's Valine versus Wilder, yeah, you care. But if it's Valine versus Brazil, nobody cared about that shit. If it's Valine versus White, yeah, you care. But if it's Valine versus like Ustinov or some wild, like, ain't nobody gonna check for that shit.
But you're saying that people care about Babbage and
Yes.
Allen?
Yes, 100.
That's a recipe for a
no,
good fight.
wait. Don't believe me, Alexis. Ask Box
In
Watch.
the UK, that works. I can't even lie. In the UK, that does numbers. That's the
telling
crazy
you.
thing.
Wow.
In the UK, Dave Allen has got such a cult following over here, and Alan Babbage is building that as well. They love an action man that's going to go out there and just go and, pile it on and stuff.
Could do numbers.
That would do numbers over here. That would do numbers, obviously.
But Babbage Wallin wouldn't do numbers over there.
The problem.
I think Babbage Wallin would do numbers over here.
It would.
I think that would do
the
numbers
problem
over
is
here.
that you need guys.
But you'd have to pay Wallin a lot more, though, innit?
No, it ain't. You need guys that are in a similar place. Valine is not in the place that Babbage is in. Babbage is
That's
like
the next thing.
Yeah,
Wallin
like
is levels above Wallin. I mean, Wallin is levels above a Babbage. Babbage and Dave Allen are of that same type of level.
Exactly.
Even though Babbage is on an upward trajectory and Dave Allen is kind of like over, they are in the same kind of place. They're in the same place.
Dave Allen is the kind of cat. Dave Allen is the kind of cat that you got to get through anyway. Yo, somebody got to mute their mic. That shit is wild. Dave Allen is the kind of cat that Babbage has to go through anyway, so it makes sense. Anyway, I'm going to go eat lunch. Always a pleasure, gentlemen. I'll holler at you.
All right,
Yeah,
Jets.
bless up.